Welcome back, Genesis College learners, to this essential explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this, because today we're tackling a critical part of your coursework. It's something that, honestly, often gets overlooked, but it is absolutely vital to your success in the trade. We're breaking down Topic 4, Clean Up. Think of this explainer as your definitive go-to study guide for module CPCCPD3032, applying advanced wall coverings. We've taken the exact source material from your Genesis International College curriculum and, well, distilled it down. We're focusing strictly on the core concepts you absolutely need to master, not just for your assessments, but for your future career out in the real world. So think about this for a second. You've got that beautiful flock or Linkrista wall covering perfectly positioned on the wall. The seams are butted tightly, the pattern matches flawlessly. But is the job actually done? Well, the answer unequivocally is no. Applying the wallpaper, that's really only half the battle. True professionals, the kind Genesis College is actively training you to be, they master the cleanup just as much as the application. Honestly, if you fail the cleanup, you fail the entire job. So let's move through this and see how it builds. We're covering 5 critical pillars of cleanup compliance today. First, the crucial final step of site remediation. Second, environmental controls. Third, safe handling and disposal. Fourth, tool care and storage. And finally, we'll wrap up with your definitive cleanup checklist. Starting off with Section 1, the crucial final step, which is transitioning to site remediation. Look, we really need to elevate how we think about cleanup. This isn't just some basic chore like sweeping your living room on a Sunday. It's a strict, compliance-driven responsibility. It literally ensures the safety of everyone on the site, and it protects the integrity of the incredible work you've just completed. Just consider this direct instruction pulled straight from your text. Apply your site cleanup techniques each time that you complete a project. Notice it doesn't say when it's convenient or when the site supervisor happens to be watching. It means every single time. That kind of consistency is the absolute foundation of a professional painting and decorating worksite. It's a mandatory habit peak you've got to start building right now. Moving on to Section 2, Environmental Sustainability and Controls, where we focus on protecting our surroundings. Now, we have to look way beyond the walls we just covered and seriously consider our environmental impact. There are strict sequential protocols you have to follow to protect both the site and the surrounding environment from contamination. First, Step 1. Always follow the specific site's environmental management plan. Remember, every site is totally different. Step 2 is avoiding stormwater contamination. So, the crucial point here is this. You must never, ever wash adhesives, prep products, or solvents down a drain where they can leach right into the stormwater systems. That's a severe violation. And Step 3, always apply the principles of reduce, reuse, and recycle whenever possible. It's all about minimizing the environmental footprint of your project. Next up is Section 3. Safe handling and disposal, specifically mastering the SDS. All right, now we're narrowing our focus from the broad environment down to how you actually manage the leftover materials right there on your worksite. You're dealing with heavy adhesives, primers, and specialized coverings, and those require serious respect. If you take away just one thing from this section, let it be this. The SDS, or Safety Data Sheet, is your ultimate authority on site. Before you even think about handling, storing, or disposing of any hazardous material, you've got to consult that SDS. It explicitly dictates the exact ventilation required, the fire safety protocols, and the environmentally friendly disposal requirements for that specific product. You never guess, you always check the SDS. To really put this into perspective, think about the massive difference between standard rubbish, like your lunch wrappers or a coffee cup, and hazardous materials. We're talking leftover heavy-duty adhesives, chemical solvents, or specifically treated wall coverings. Those discarded materials must never become a hazard for someone else on the site. You absolutely have to follow the SDS for safe storage, making sure products don't disperse into the air or pose any fire risks. And when it comes to getting rid of them, use the proper hazardous waste channels. Toss it in the standard site skip bin and you're asking for huge trouble. Now, while you're managing those materials, you also have to manage the physical space itself. Setting up signs and barricades is a massive part of the cleanup process. It stops unauthorized access and secures any remaining hazards. But just as importantly, it stops your pristine, newly installed wall coverings from getting dinged or damaged by other trades while the adhesive is still drying. Which brings us to Section 4, Tool Care and Storage, or as I like to call it, protecting your assets. So we've protected the environment and we've protected the site. Now we focus on protecting your assets, meaning maintaining your own tools and equipment so they're actually ready to go for the next job. A core, non-negotiable rule here is that you must clean and thoroughly dry all your tools before storing them. Your smoothing rollers, pasting brushes, spatulas, the whole shebang. Because leaving adhesive to harden on a high-quality brush, that doesn't just ruin a great tool. It literally costs you money out of pocket to replace it, and it's going to slow you down on your next project. All right, here are the strict rules for tool maintenance you really need to memorize. First, always follow the manufacturer's instructions for cleaning. Next, before you pack anything away, visually check it for defects and damage. If you spot a fault, say a frayed cord on a heat gun or maybe a cracked laser level, you must report it and remove it from service immediately. Don't risk it. Finally, store everything securely, according to both the manufacturer's instructions and your specific workplace's specifications. And that leads us to our final part, Section 5, your cleanup checklist. This is your ultimate hit the tools guide. This final checklist is really the synthesis of everything we've talked about today. It's your final run-through before you pack up your gear and lock up the site. Now, what's really interesting here is a super common mistake people make. They finish the application phase and then immediately strip off their PPE to start cleaning. Do not do this. The strict rule is to keep your PPE on until all cleaning activities are entirely finished. It's only after the hazards are cleared and the chemicals are safely stored that you clean your PPE and finally put it away. Let's rapid fire through this final synthesis of your cleanup chores. First, work safely at all times. Second, do a final visual check of the work area for any remaining hazards. Third, review that SDS one last time for final material storage. Fourth, apply your reduce, reuse, recycle principles. And lastly, ensure you're cleaning up only in the designated areas. Seriously, don't be that person washing pasting brushes in the client's brand new kitchen sink. Remember, this comprehensive checklist is the exact standard you are going to be held to for your Genesis College assessment. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought drawn straight from your module's tracking questions. What exactly are your legislative requirements for the safe cleanup of a worksite? Because, it's not just about doing a good job anymore. It's actually about the law. If you contaminate the environment or leave a dangerous hazard behind, there are real, serious legal consequences. I really want you to deeply contemplate your professional and legal responsibilities as you prepare to head out there into the industry. Review this explainer, master these concepts, and you will be well on your way to absolutely acing module CPCCPD3032. Keep learning, stay focused, and we will catch you in the next explainer.